February 10th, the Eagles met the Chiefs for a sport I do not give a damn about. Yeah, I don't care about American football. What I tuned in for was a little Compton performer calling his Canadian enemy a diddler. Now, even though I liked it, doesn't mean that everybody enjoyed it, with right-wingers on TikTok losing it. Fox News even claimed this is the worst halftime performance and that they never heard of him. Like their colleagues aren't sampled on 2018's Damn talking about Mr. Lamar.
And we hate the popo, want to kill us in the street, faux show.
Ugh, I don't like it.
Now, my name is Skull, I do not have an intro, and this isn't a video where I will list up a bunch of racists and rage baiters talking about what a disgrace this halftime show was. No, like an average Family Guy episode, the first minute of my videos isn't really the main focus of the video. Maybe I should change the way I structure my video. This might make more people subscribe, like, and share this video if you want to see more. Nah, I'm gonna keep this formula. Now, a day after the Super Bowl, Mr. Morale and Miss Cannot Stop Randomly Lying, she just like me for real, announced the European leg of the GNX tour, which made my famously broke friend say he is willing to buy $300 tickets, passing me the torch of being the broke friend. I continued my life, accepting the fact that I won't see SZA and K-Dot, playing out the I don't need it scene from SpongeBob. Other than your wife, this scene ends in a climax. You may say that I crumbled, staring an hour at my laptop waiting to get into the queue for some GNX tickets. It took me a bunch of text messages to finally realize the page I was on wasn't to get into the ticket queue, but rather just Ticketmaster showing me the stadium that I wanted to watch the tour at. I waited 20 minutes in the right pre-queue for the pre-sale, this is confusing, to finally get into the pre-sale, and then boom, jump scare. I am 13,000 in line. That's it, no bitches, no hoes, no furries, no femboys, no K-Dot. As I saw the numbers go down slowly, tears formed in my eyes, just thinking of the over-dimensioned PlayStation 4 controller he calls a stage. Worst part, I had to leave my house at 9:30, so I didn't even finish the war. I had to wake up my brother, shout out to him, the new song he produced out now on Spotify, to buy tickets. At the time he got in, only a few tickets were available, having him spam through the ranks to get anything. While I was rooting in a bus on my phone, he finally managed to buy 2 tickets next to each other. I am going to see K-Dot. Thank you, Anthony Beats, who made this song that is now out on Spotify. My friend's girlfriend, on the other hand, wasn't as lucky, only being able to get scrap metal, 2 singled out seats somewhere very, very high up. Our initial plan was to buy 4 tickets at the Golden Circle, but Ticketmaster said, 2 tickets, max. So after an hour fighting, she invested even more money into the regular sale, where the tickets doubled in price. Excuse me, turns out after the pre-sale ended, we saw that entire ranks were actually empty, but during the war, we weren't allowed to buy more than 2 tickets, which oftentimes weren't even next to each other. Sometimes my brother also had the option to only buy 1 ticket. I don't understand this tomfoolery. Why would you sell tickets double the price after the way too stressful pre-sale? Okay, I know why those greedy little Ticketmaster pigs do it, but still. Now my friend bought tickets close to mine after the pre-sale and paid a lot more than I did. And for what? Those weren't even resale, because at this time you weren't allowed to resell tickets over Ticketmaster, so they just doubled prices because free market, I guess. Now you may think the reason why they didn't get good tickets was because of you, Skull. You were too dumb to open up the right pre-sale site, which, yeah, 100% true, I do not deserve those tickets. It gets worse when you find out the issues I had booking our Airbnb for the trip. I should not be in charge of those things. They are way too stressful and I crumble under the responsibility, but I still find myself planning them. Another thing I wanted to mention are the official fan-to-fan tickets. You know, the place that fairly resales tickets over its site. On here, the prices still get awfully inflated. I wanted to buy tickets using fan-to-fan on event time once, seeing them being doubled in price. I don't want them for double the price. Now with pyrocynical inflations like that, you can keep them. Another problem with the K-Dot presale was that when I googled it the first time, I got into the stadium plan instead of the queue for the presale. It took me 2 more Google searches to find the real presale page, which is it really my fault if I Google GNX tour presale and the first thing pops popped up was the stadium plan for the event? Probably, because the pre-sale site was the next link. I genuinely feel bad for this mistake. I also thought you need a password for the pre-sale like I did for other concerts that I didn't go to because I am broke. Is it really a pre-sale if you just go on to the Ticketmaster sites and wait in line? I feel like this is just a regular sale. I mean, I wouldn't consider standing in line at a bakery a pre-sale, but at least they didn't do a 21 Pilots. To get into the pre-sale for the Clancy tour, one of my friends had to buy specific merchandise. She didn't want to get access to the pre-sale. So on top of the 110 euro ticket, she needed to buy a specific item to access the sale. Because forcing our loyal fans to buy trash they didn't want is a good way to treat them. Now I also wanted to mention tour dates and venues artists pick for their performances. I feel like the bigger an artist gets, the less they go on tour, rather making their fans go on tour. Just look at Adele. 1 month of concerts in Munich instead of 1 month of traveling through Europe. Now I understand why Adele did this. With this, she was able to easily do an unspoken amount of concerts with minimum amount of effort and also a lot cheaper, which didn't reflect on the ticket prices. 500 euros a piece is a bit much, not gonna lie. Still 10 shows, 750,000 tickets sold. Sounds alright. Then you have Beyonce with 2 stops in Europe, which yeah, why not? Always wanted to see Paris, I guess. Now, even if the artist decides to have more than 2 European countries to visit, they mostly book the big 5: England, Germany, France, and maybe Italy and Spain. Now, if they tiptoe out of this comfort box, they often go to Vienna, Amsterdam, or Stockholm. Further down are also countries that most artists don't really give a damn about. The Balkans and Greece, if you don't want to consider Greece being part of the Balkans, are countries that don't exist on most artists' map. Not only do artists only go to specific countries, they often choose to cluster places that are 2 to 3 hours apart from each other. Is it so hard to make one concert in, I don't know, Berlin and the next one farther away like Stuttgart, Munich, or Vienna? Why even bother switching from Cologne to Frankfurt if those cities are just 2 hours apart? Just play twice in Frankfurt. Most people won't be from that city anyways. Plus, to get back to the Balkans, you can't tell me that most of y'all are unable to fill a stadium/arena in cities like Zagreb, Belgrade, or Athens. And let's not start about other continents often getting no visits at all, or the fact that a lot of audience members aren't even European but American. Thanks to the American tickets being so expensive, a lot of Americans found out that it's much cheaper to buy a concert ticket in Europe and travel there. The only good thing is that these days ticket sales happen online, meaning I don't have to camp for hours or days in front of Ticketmaster locations and almost freeze to death just for the pre-pubertant cashier telling me that the Eras tour has been sold out for hours, making me settle for 2 Paw Patrol live in concert tickets.